All right, what's going on, y'all? I'm not sure if this is gonna be a traffic talk or just something that you guys need to hear. So I've been reading a lot lately and listening to a lot of things and watching videos and stuff like that, and it's all kind of pointing to one main concept, right? Is that your body has two, or your mind has two ways of thinking, right? It's your default or autopilot, right? When you're doing stuff and you're kind of mindlessly doing it, like right now I'm driving, I'm not having to think too much about driving. Cruise control is kind of taking care of keeping the car in the middle of the lane. It's not too much traffic, so I'm just kind of staying straight, right? Kind of mindlessly driving. There's other default things that you do without even thinking about it, like breathing is a default, right? But the other side to that is what you deliberately do, right? Things that you intend on doing, you focus on doing, you make sure you do, right? So when you have a goal for yourself, you have dreams, you have ambitions, specifically for those of you that are looking at this through potential for performance, weight loss goals or strength gains or muscle development or some of those things, right? You have deliberate goals, or you have specific goals. The only way to attain those goals is to be deliberate, right? There's no way to default into success. There's no way to default into weight loss or default into strength gain or muscle building or any of that stuff, right? It all takes deliberate action. For you weight loss people, your default is also a mindset, right? Like your whole life you've been overweight, and your family's overweight, and you like to eat food, and that's what brings you comfort and things like that, right? Those are default thoughts. So when you go into trying to do something different than what you've always done, your default is immediately to think about all the reasons why it can't be done, right? Because you start thinking, oh well, I'm just kind of big boned or whatever the reason is, right? And it could be anything, and these are valid to you because they have been programmed into your mindset over the course of your life, right? But your mindset is everything. So when you hear those things, you can take deliberate action and remind yourself that that isn't true, that you can do anything you want to do. So like if I say, if it's muscle gain, right? It's going to take deliberate action. You're going to have to go to the gym. You're going to have to lift heavy weights. You're going to have to challenge yourself. You're going to be sore. You're going to be tired. There's going to be some days you don't want to go, but you have to take deliberate action to make sure you get there, right? You're talking about losing weight. You're going to have to take deliberate action on what you eat. You're going to have to meal prep sometimes. Sometimes you're going to have to push yourself away from the table. Sometimes you're going to have to tell people no to a dessert or going out to happy hour and having drinks. You're going to have to say no. You have to deliberately say no. It's no different, right? It's no different than for those of us that are right-handed trying to learn how to write with our left, right? It takes a deliberate action. It takes you going to write something down, and instead of by default picking up the pen in your right hand, you pick it up with your left deliberately, right? And you make sure that you write with your left. Now, when you do that, initially it's going to be rough, right? The handwriting may not even be legible. You may not be able to see it or understand what it is. I mean, you know what it is, but when you look at it on paper, it looks like scribble, right? And it's going to be uncomfortable, right? But if you continue to take deliberate action, the more you practice, the more you do it, the more it becomes natural. And this taking deliberate action and changing your mindset and doing what I'll call a mindset reset is not a one-time event. It's not something that you think, okay, like you hear it from me now and you go, okay, I'm gonna change my mindset about everything, and then boom, it happens overnight. No, it's a process, right? It's gonna continue to be something that you have to keep working for. You have to keep working at. And so this kind of all came about because someone asked me what's the best cleanse to do. Is it the master cleanse, or should I do this cleanse or that cleanse? Whichever one you want, right? The reason you're cleansing is to reset your system, right? But none of it matters if you can't reset your mind, right? Because I can reset my system and clear everything out and have my colon cleansed and all that. But if I go right back to eating the same things that I was eating before, right? Or if I don't have the willpower to tell myself no, that I can't have that cookie or I can't have that cake, then it won't matter. I'm going to clog myself back up. So the best reset or the best cleanse is a mindset reset, right? And again, it's not a one-time thing. It's going to be something that you have to continue to do until it becomes second nature, right? Until you create a habit, right? And it's going to be uncomfortable in the beginning, but the more you do it, the more comfortable it becomes. It's just like working out, right? When you first start working out, you're really, really sore, you're tired, you feel like you can't do it, but then you pick yourself back up, you get back in the gym, and the next time it's not as hard. And then the time after that is not as hard. And each time you go now, you're getting better. And because you're getting better, it doesn't feel as bad, right? The exercise is not getting easier, you're getting better. Because 70-pound dumbbells or 70-pound dumbbells on day 1 and day 10. But the difference is you're better, you're stronger, you're more efficient, right? So every time you do something, every time you come up against negative self-talk, do a mindset reset, right? Let yourself know that that's not true and you can do whatever you want to do. Anything you put your mind to, right? The best reset is a mindset reset. The best cleanse is whatever one you choose, but make sure you cleanse your mind of those negative thoughts before you get started.